extremely important. And our offensive line did what they needed to do to make it, but I still think our offensive line needs a lot of work.
And so imagine
I
that's a team.
mean,
That's a team. What was your record this year?
11-6.
11-6, and that's a team that's 11-6. And imagine even you guys had still had a pretty high powered offense. What happens if that offense and Mostert was running well? What happens if that
Well,
offense upgrades just like another 15-20%?
oh, we'd be number one seed more than likely.
Right. So that's how
The
important
biggest thing
that
that
is.
gets me, they created the offensive line for Miami to work with Tua to protect him long enough to get that 2-second throw out there.
Right.
If they could, if our offensive line was good enough to give them the 4, 5, 6 seconds, like some of the teams' offensive lines are, then it'd be a totally different story for us. We'd have plenty of time for him to check the field out instead of just 1-2 throw.
Well, look at poor DeVito. DeVito played 5 games and he averaged 5 sacks per game, right, Byron?
Yeah, well, I think we were 85 sacks, 86, or some crazy number.
86 sacks. I mean, that in a regular season, right? I thought it was bad when the Bengals gave up 70 sacks when they gave up, and 20 of those were in the playoffs with poor Burrows. Imagine giving up 86 sacks in the regular season. I mean, I don't think any quarterback can sustain that.
Well, I understand that, yeah, because I think we're either like the second fewest sacks on Tua.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he's also getting rid of the ball fast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he had time to scan the field, if he had the extra 2-3 seconds to scan the field, he'd be more dangerous, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't their offense geared to, for him to get the ball out of his hand and then make his playmakers like, Waddle and Hill? Because you want these guys, to catch it on the run.
Yes and no. The defense has already picked up on all that. And in actuality, we're using 4 or 5 receivers, tight ends a game. We have the players that can play to where we should be passing the ball around to 8 or 9 different players a game, not just 4 or 5. Right. We need to spread the ball around a little bit more. Speed is great, but it's not everything.
Well, it's not great when it doesn't help with 2 to 3 seconds either, right? Because it doesn't give you enough.
Well, that's another thing with the 2 to 3 seconds.
Nobody's running a 3 second 40-yard dash, right?
But with the throw, what he's doing is spot throwing, and defenses are catching on to that. So when you end up like that last interception of this last week's game, when he threw that ball to Claypool, Claypool did, first of all, from what I've been told and what I've learned, Claypool didn't cut soon enough for one. And 2, Claypool's slower than the rest of the guys, slower than Tua or Hill or Waddle or Mostert or Achane. So it was, he threw it to a spot, but Claypool was nowhere near that spot.
The Jersey Boys Sports Talk, every Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on The Sports